I love exit tickets, or as they're sometimes called, bell ringers, like what do you do just before the bell rings? Now, we can use them for a lot of different reasons, obviously. We can do a quick spot check of students' understanding, a little tiny mini pop quiz at the end of the day. We can use it to reinforce the content, to give chance for students to see how the content applies further. But their big value, the real purpose of a bell ringer or an exit ticket is for you to inform your instructional planning going forward. Because the question you're trying to answer, honestly, is having done some stuff during the class or during the day, did students get it? Can they use it? Do they understand it? What did they take from your instructional delivery and the opportunities that you created? So the real purpose is for you to decide how well did you do with the content and where do you go next. So do you give them points? Maybe a few, but nothing major. Do you use them to figure out what kids need to go, where they need to go next? Absolutely 100%. That's really their big value. But they can be a little tricky to develop, especially if you're trying to tie them to the content you've been teaching. So we're going to use AI to help facilitate that process. And for once, we're actually going to do it all in the same discussion thread. We're going to do it with 3 prompts. The first prompt, we are setting up the scenario. We're providing the context and what it is that you're trying to get out of it. So every prompt has got context and purpose and task. So our context is 9th grade class and what they're studying. So what did they do during the day? The purpose is for you to gauge their level of understanding. And of course, the task then is we need an exit ticket. And we're going to use AI to help generate those. All right, so let's start here with this one. In my 9th grade class, students studying how ancient Greeks used mythology to explain natural phenomena before scientific methods were introduced. Okay, gauge their level of understanding, and what are we going to do? An exit ticket for students, and in this case, we're going to just give them a single question to answer. However, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We know that students are at different levels and different types of understanding, so we need some way to differentiate, because not every kid needs the exact same exit ticket, or based on your sense of the depth of the content and the activities they engaged in, maybe you want something a little more challenging, some application, or something a little less. So this part right here is going to work for just about any subject and any grade level. We've defined it further with the context above in the prompt. So let's start here. And of course, anytime we're talking about differentiation and looking for meaning and understanding, depth of understanding, we are always going to turn to Bloom's taxonomy, and we're going to do that here as well. So what do we have? To differentiate, please create a single question for each level of Bloom's taxonomy. Am I going to use them all, every one of them as a teacher? No. Am I going to provide a few options to kids? Probably. Am I going to pick and choose what I think is the most appropriate one? Absolutely. So let's start there. And what we should get is a variety of questions, all the way from just do you know the facts up to can you apply it? And this is one of the ways that we can use this basic prompt, the second half that you see there, across multiple grades and across multiple content areas and student groups. Okay, so what have we got? A single exit ticket for each level, all connected to the topic of, and there's my topic. And now what do we have? We've got remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So we've got every level of Bloom's taxonomy, and we have one thing for students to do, one question or one demonstration at each level. I'm sorry to interrupt for just a moment. If this strategy helps you save time, teach more effectively, or lead your school, please subscribe to the channel for practical, no-fluff strategies for educators. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with a colleague. On the other hand, if you're a principal or a PD lead looking to prepare your staff for the challenges and opportunities of AI, contact us to schedule customized interactive training grounded in what educators really need. And one more thing, please make sure to click our newsletter link in the description and get your free AI Starter Guide, plus monthly strategies, resources, and information for using AI to improve student achievement. Now, back to the video. So that's great. And now we've got the ability to differentiate or to gauge which one is going to be most appropriate based on where you are in the exploration of the content. Sometimes you want a little simpler, sometimes you want a little more in-depth and comprehensive. And this approach gives you one of everything. So this is great. Now, we're going to go to the next. So this one is one type of exit ticket, a single question exit ticket. And we can then draw on that to create the second exit ticket. So prompt number 2. Now, if you're going to use this one fresh out of the box, nothing before, well then obviously you need all of your context again, 9th grade class or whatever the case is for you. And what do you want? So here we're actually going to create 2 very just quick spot checks of students. A single fill in the blank question and a single multiple choice question. Purpose? To gauge their level of understanding. So since I'm working in the same thread, I only need this part because all the context is already there. So let's do it. All right, here we go. Exit ticket 1 and 2. Fill in the blank. Ancient Greeks used blanks. Myths of gods and goddesses. Of course, they weren't myths to them, but we'll let that pass. All right, and a single multiple choice. And now we've got a couple different exit tickets. We could have kids choose one. We could give them both, as a matter of fact. And frankly, it probably only takes about 12 seconds for a kid to do this. And an answer, and then you collect them. You see the degree to which the students got the right answers, and that then informs your next step in instructional programming. All right, so that's 1 and 2. But let's say neither one of these is really exciting to you. What else could we do? And we don't want to do the same ones over and over and over again because, frankly, it gets boring. So let's see what else is available. And that brings us to number 3. Now, if I am starting from scratch, I need to put that context back in there. But here I said we're going to do it all in the same discussion thread. So now all we need is the task. Set of 5 ready-to-use exit tickets for my lesson. Each ticket should be a different type, so I can rotate them. We don't want 5 of the same. We want 5 different ones. And we could easily say 10 different ones, depending on how long the instructional unit will last for you. So let's go ahead and copy that. We're going to drop it in the same discussion and see if we can get 5 different ones. We've got a fill in the blank, multiple choice. We've seen those already. Short answer, matching, true, false. So there's 5. Now let's say one of the exit tickets you like is that true, false. I really like the true, false. So I will just say, give me 5 more true, false questions. And now I can pick and choose the ones that I think are going to be most appropriate depending on what we've done during the day. So there you go. Ways to use AI to help you to create exit tickets so you can actually understand what have the students gotten from the lesson and where do you go next. I hope you found this technique useful. Take care.